After 60, food stops being just food. Every bite you take is either quietly repairing your body or quietly speeding up the damage. Most doctors, TV shows, and even health magazines repeat the same line: just eat more vegetables, they're all good for you. But that's not true anymore at your age. In fact, that belief is exactly what's trapping millions of seniors in a slow decline of blood sugar problems, joint pain, memory issues, and stubborn belly fat that won't go away, no matter how healthy they try to eat. The shocking part? Some of the vegetables you've trusted for decades are now working against your heart, your brain, and your hormones. I'm Dr. Anna Laura, a physician with over 20 years of experience in geriatrics, nutrition, and metabolism. Throughout my career, I've had the privilege of helping thousands of seniors navigate the challenges of aging and make informed decisions to maintain their health and independence. I end this video. We're going to separate the vegetables that quietly break you down from the ones that can actually buy you more healthy years. The deadly myth: all vegetables are safe after 60. If you are over 60, your body is not the same machine it was at 30. Your digestion is slower, your hormones are weaker, your blood vessels are more fragile. But most advice you hear still treats you like a young adult. Eat more vegetables, they're all healthy. That sentence sounds harmless, but for seniors it can be a very dangerous shortcut. At this age, some vegetables act like gentle medicine, while others behave like gasoline on a slow fire inside your arteries, joints, and brain. Think of your body as an old house. When the house is new, almost any cleaning liquid will work. But when the pipes are rusty and the paint is cracking, the wrong chemical can strip the walls and destroy the pipes. It is the same with food after 60. The wrong vegetable, cooked in the wrong way, can spike your blood sugar like candy, raise your blood pressure like salt, or quietly inflame your joints day after day. What makes things worse is that these red zone vegetables are often the ones you trust the most. The side dish at every dinner, the canned product you buy for convenience, the vegetable you once heard was low calorie or heart friendly. No one told you that an aging pancreas cannot handle the same starch load, or that an older kidney cannot flush out the same chemicals. In this video, we are going to break this myth completely. First, we will walk through the vegetables that push you toward diabetes, heart failure, and chronic pain, even though they are marketed as healthy. Then, we will cross the bridge into the vegetables that actually repair your blood vessels, calm your joints, and protect your memory. By the end, you will not look at your plate the same way again. Red Zone Overview: how healthy veggies push you toward diabetes and heart failure. Let's slow down and look inside your body for a moment. Imagine your blood sugar on a screen, like a heart monitor in a hospital. Every time you eat, that line should rise gently and come back down smoothly. But when you eat certain starchy or high glycemic vegetables after 60, that line doesn't rise gently. It shoots up like a roller coaster, then crashes. At first, you don't feel it. You just feel a little sleepy after meals, a little heavier around the waist. But inside, your pancreas is working overtime, pumping out insulin to catch that sugar. Over months and years, your cells get tired of listening to insulin. They start to ignore it. This is called insulin resistance. Picture it like a neighbor who knocks on your door too many times. Eventually, you stop opening. Sugar stays in the blood instead of going into the cells. That sticky sugar starts to damage the delicate lining of your blood vessels, the same way caramel sticks to a pan. Tiny cracks form. Cholesterol and calcium get stuck in those cracks, and slowly, silently, your arteries narrow and harden. Now imagine your heart trying to push thick, sticky blood through stiff, narrowed pipes. It has to beat harder and faster. Your blood pressure rises. Your risk of heart attack and stroke climbs, even though you think you are eating healthy. This is how innocent-looking vegetables, eaten the wrong way and in the wrong body age, can push you toward diabetes and heart failure. At the same time, some vegetables create a different type of damage: low-grade inflammation. They irritate joints, confuse your immune system, and stress your kidneys. You might blame your age, the weather, or just genetics, but often, it's what's on your plate 3 times a day that keeps adding fuel to the fire. In the next chapters, we'll name names. You will see exactly which vegetables belong in this red zone and why they are so risky for seniors. starting with the one that shows up at almost every family dinner table. Red Zone Veg number 4, corn, the sweet vegetable that acts like dessert. Corn feels safe. It's in your soup, on your plate at barbecues, mixed into salads, even ground into tortillas and breakfast cereals. It doesn't look dangerous. It doesn't taste like candy. But for a body over 60, corn behaves much closer to dessert than to a true vegetable. Here is what happens when you eat corn. Within minutes, its starch breaks down into sugar and floods into your bloodstream. Your blood sugar jumps. Your pancreas quickly releases insulin, trying to push that sugar into your cells. In a younger body, this system is flexible. In an older body, the doors of the cells are already getting hard of hearing. They do not respond as well to insulin. So your body has to shout louder, releasing even more insulin. Imagine a delivery truck that arrives at your house 4 times a day, every day, honking louder and louder. At some point, you stop opening the door. That is insulin resistance. The sugar stays outside, in the blood, swirling around your arteries. Over time, this sugar coats the inside of your blood vessels, irritates them, and invites cholesterol to stick. Your blood becomes thicker, your vessels stiffer, and your heart more tired after every meal. Now add the reality of modern corn. It is often bred to be sweeter, and it appears in highly processed forms like corn syrup, corn flour, and corn-based snacks. So even when you are not eating a corn cob, you are still getting its rapid sugar effect in chips, crackers, and packaged foods. For a senior who is already struggling with belly fat, swollen ankles, or feeling sleepy after lunch, corn quietly worsens the picture. Does that mean you must never taste corn again? Not necessarily, but it should move from regular side dish to rare treat and never be the main starch on your plate. Replacing corn with cauliflower, zucchini, or leafy greens gives your blood sugar a gentle hill instead of a dangerous roller coaster. Red Zone Veg number 3, potatoes, comfort food that silently raises blood pressure. For most people, potatoes are home. Mashed potatoes on Sunday, fries with lunch, baked potatoes with dinner. They feel warm, familiar, harmless. But for a body over 60, potatoes behave less like a gentle comfort food and more like a sugar bomb wrapped in nostalgia. When you eat potatoes, especially white potatoes, your body breaks their starch down into glucose very quickly. On the glycemic index, many potato dishes sit right next to white bread and sugary snacks. That means your blood sugar rises fast, your pancreas panics, and insulin floods your system to clean up the surge. At this age, that cleanup crew is already tired. The more often you force it to race, the faster it burns out. But the danger doesn't stop at blood sugar. A large potato portion, especially when eaten several times a week, is strongly linked to rising blood pressure. Imagine your blood vessels as narrow garden hoses. Every sugar surge makes the blood a little thicker, the vessel lining a little more damaged. Over time, the walls stiffen. Now imagine sending high-pressure water through a stiff, narrow hose again and again. Cracks, leaks, and bursts become more likely. That is what your heart and brain live with when potato-heavy meals are a habit. Then we add the way potatoes are usually served. Fried in oil until they form acrylamide, a compound your body reads as a toxin. Mashed with butter and cream, turning one starch into a triple attack of fat, sugar, and salt. Baked and then loaded with cheese, sour cream, and bacon. Suddenly, this innocent-looking vegetable becomes a full metabolic storm. Blood sugar spikes, blood pressure climbs, and inflammation quietly smolders in your arteries and joints. If you love potatoes, they do not have to disappear forever. But they must move from everyday plate filler to occasional guest. Smaller portions less often, and never as the main center of the meal. Your everyday starch should come from gentler sources that do not punish your heart for the comfort they bring. Red Zone Veg number 2, eggplant, the pretty nightshade that feeds pain and stones. Eggplant looks like the perfect diet food. It's low in calories, colorful, and shows up in many Mediterranean dishes we're told are healthy. But for seniors, this beautiful purple vegetable can be a quiet troublemaker, especially if you already live with joint pain, stiffness, or kidney issues. Eggplant belongs to the nightshade family, which naturally produces protective chemicals called alkaloids. For the plant, they act like a shield against insects. For an older human body, they can act more like tiny irritants. Imagine sprinkling a little sand into already worn out joints or into an already sensitive gut. You might not feel it right away, but over time, those irritations can mean more stiffness in the morning, more aching knees at night, and more discomfort after meals. For many seniors with arthritis or muscle pain, eggplant heavy meals can quietly make bad days worse. Add to that its cooking style. Eggplant is like a sponge for oil. When you fry or saute it, it soaks up fat quickly. Combined with high heat, this creates compounds that encourage inflammation rather than calm it. So instead of being a light, gentle food, that eggplant parmesan or grilled eggplant platter may be delivering an oily, inflammatory hit to your joints and blood vessels. There is another hidden layer of risk: oxalates. Eggplant contains these tiny crystal-forming compounds that your kidneys must filter. In a younger body, this is usually manageable. But after 60, kidney function naturally declines. If you already have reduced kidney function or a history of stones, oxalates are like adding fine gravel to a weak water filter. Over time, they can form painful kidney stones or increase the workload on kidneys that are already tired. Does this mean no one should ever touch eggplant after 60? Not exactly. But it should be treated as a cautious food, especially if you have arthritis, gout, kidney problems, or unexplained joint pain. Small portions, rarely, and never fried or drowned in oil. When you have so many other vegetable options that heal instead of irritate, eggplant simply is not worth the risk for many seniors. Red Zone Veg number 1, canned tomatoes. The silent chemical trap in your pantry. Tomatoes themselves are not the villain. In fact, fresh tomatoes can be a friend to your heart. The real problem begins the moment they are crushed, cooked, sealed in a metal can, and left on a shelf for months or even years. For a senior body, that can is not just convenient food storage, it can become a slow poison drip. Inside many cans is a plastic-like lining containing BPA, a chemical your body does not recognize as food. Think of BPA as a fake hormone. It sneaks into your system and starts whispering the wrong instructions to your heart, your fat cells, and even your brain. Now combine that with the natural acidity of tomatoes. Acid acts like a solvent, pulling BPA out of the can lining and into your sauce, soup, or stew. Every spoonful carries a little more of this invisible intruder. For someone over 60, this is especially dangerous. Your liver, the main detox organ, is not as fast as it used to be. Your hormone balance is already fragile. So instead of clearing BPA quickly, your body stores more of it. Over time, this is linked to higher blood pressure, irregular heart rhythms, stubborn belly fat, mood swings, and fatigue. Many seniors blame aging or stress, when in reality, their favorite canned tomato sauce may be pushing them further away from balance with every meal. Then there's the salt. Canned tomato products are often loaded with sodium to improve taste and shelf life. One generous serving can easily push you a quarter of the way to your full day limit. For arteries that are already stiff and a heart that is already working harder, this salty hit tightens the system even more, like turning up the pressure in an old, fragile pipe. At this point in the video, many viewers feel scared and even betrayed. You try to eat healthy, yet your pantry may be working against you. This is the deepest part of the emotional valley. And it is exactly where we begin to build the bridge to hope, by showing you the vegetables that can undo some of this damage and finally work for your age, not against it. The pivot from fear to control, introducing the green zone. Take a breath with me for a moment. After hearing about corn, potatoes, eggplant, and canned tomatoes, you might be thinking, so what on earth can I eat now? That question is not a sign of weakness. It is a sign that your brain is finally waking up and rechecking everything you thought you knew about healthy eating. Now, imagine the screen changing. The dark reds and grays fade away. The background turns soft green and warm yellow. The music slows down. My voice becomes calmer, more reassuring. Because here is the truth: your body is not broken. It is simply reacting honestly to what it has been given. And the same way the wrong vegetables pushed you toward trouble, the right ones can quietly pull you back toward balance. Your arteries are not concrete pipes, they're living tissue. When you feed them the right compounds, they relax, repair tiny cracks, and carry more oxygen to your brain and muscles. Your joints are not just old, they're inflamed. Give them the right anti-inflammatory nutrients, and stiffness can ease. Your blood sugar is not doomed, it is simply tired of being pushed up and down like a yo-yo. When you choose foods that digest slowly and gently, that line on the monitor starts to smooth out again. From this point onward in the video, we are not talking about restriction. We are talking about replacement. We are going to walk through the green zone vegetables, the ones that calm the fire in your arteries, feed your good gut bacteria, protect your memory, and help you feel steady again. As you listen, I want you to picture your own plate, your own kitchen. Which foods can be swapped this week, not someday? Which one vegetable can become your new daily ally? You have seen the danger. Now it is time to meet the protectors. Green zone veg number 4, purple cabbage, the inflammation shield for heart and gut. Now that we've stepped into the green zone, let's start with a vegetable that looks humble but behaves like a full security team inside your body, purple cabbage. At first glance, it's just a crunchy salad ingredient. But that deep purple color is a signal. It tells you this vegetable is loaded with anthocyanins, natural pigments that act like tiny bodyguards for your blood vessels and cells. Imagine millions of little sponges moving through your bloodstream, soaking up the rust caused by stress, sugar spikes, and pollution. That rust is what we call free radicals. Left alone, they speed up aging in your arteries, your brain, and even your skin. Anthocyanins help to neutralize them before they do more damage. That is why seniors who eat more purple vegetables often have better heart health and less inflammation over time. But purple cabbage doesn't stop at your heart. It goes straight to your gut, where so much of your aging process is controlled. The fiber in purple cabbage acts like a broom, gently sweeping waste through your intestines so it doesn't sit and ferment. At the same time, it feeds the good bacteria in your colon, the ones that help control your immune system, your mood, and even your appetite. A healthier gut for a senior often means fewer infections, less bloating, better bathroom habits, and stronger overall immunity. The key is preparation. Overcooking purple cabbage is like boiling your medicine until it evaporates. To protect those fragile purple compounds, eat it raw or lightly cooked. Picture a simple bowl: thinly shredded purple cabbage, a drizzle of olive oil, a splash of apple cider vinegar, a pinch of salt. The healthy fat from the oil helps your body absorb the antioxidants, while the vinegar helps your digestion. For a warm option, a quick stir fry with garlic and a little turmeric turns it into an anti-inflammatory side dish that takes just minutes. Purple cabbage is inexpensive, easy to store, and flexible. For a senior who wants to protect the heart and heal the gut at the same time, it is one of the smartest daily choices you can make. Green zone veg number 3 and number 2, okra and beetroot, blood sugar stabilizer and circulation booster. If the red zone vegetables were quietly pushing you toward chaos, okra and beetroot do the opposite. They bring order back to your blood and your blood vessels. Think of them as two workers on the same repair team. One controls how fast sugar enters your bloodstream. The other controls how easily that blood can flow through your arteries to your heart and brain. Let's start with okra. Inside each green pod is a soft, gel-like substance called mucilage. You can think of it as a natural sponge. When you eat okra, that sponge sits in your intestines and slows the speed at which sugar from your meal enters your bloodstream. Instead of a sharp spike, your blood sugar rises more gently. For a senior whose pancreas is tired and whose cells are less responsive to insulin, this is a lifesaver. It gives your body time. Time to use the sugar for energy instead of storing it as belly fat. Time for your blood vessels to avoid sudden pressure changes. Over weeks and months, that calmer pattern helps protect your nerves, eyes, and kidneys from the damage of constant sugar waves. Now look at beetroot. Where okra slows the sugar, beetroot opens the road. Its natural nitrates turn into nitric oxide in your body, a gas that tells your arteries to relax and widen. Picture a narrow, stiff highway that suddenly gains an extra lane in each direction. Traffic moves easier. Blood pressure drops. More oxygen reaches your brain and muscles. For seniors, this can mean fewer dizzy spells when standing up, less pounding in the chest when climbing stairs, and clearer thinking during the day. Together, okra and beetroot form a quiet partnership. One smooths the blood sugar curves, the other eases the blood flow. Add lightly cooked okra to soups and stews, and roast or boil beetroot for salads or smoothies. These are not flashy diet trends. They are practical, affordable tools that help your aging body feel steadier, safer, and more alive from the inside out. Green Zone Veg number 1, kale, daily armor for eyes, brain, heart, and bones. If there is one vegetable I would love every senior to build a daily habit around, it is kale. Think of kale as a piece of wearable armor you put on from the inside. With every serving, you're adding a new layer of protection to your eyes, your brain, your heart, and your bones. First, your eyes and brain. Kale is rich in lutein and zeaxanthin, two pigments that act like internal sunglasses. They filter the harsh blue light that damages the back of your eyes, and they support the brain areas responsible for memory and focus. After 60, these areas are under constant attack from oxidation and poor circulation. By feeding them regularly with these pigments, you are slowing down the wear and tear that steals independence from many seniors. Next, your heart and bones. Kale is one of the best natural sources of vitamin K, along with magnesium and potassium. You can picture vitamin K as a traffic controller for calcium. It helps direct calcium into your bones where it belongs, instead of letting it pile up in your arteries like cement. At the same time, potassium and magnesium help your blood vessels relax and keep your heartbeat steady. For an older heart that has been pushing against stiffness for years, this combination is a quiet relief. Preparation matters. Large amounts of raw kale can be hard on the thyroid and digestion, especially in older bodies. Light cooking is the sweet spot. A quick sauté in olive oil with garlic, a gentle steam, or adding chopped kale into soups allows you to absorb the benefits without strain. Even homemade kale chips baked at low temperature can turn your daily medicine into a pleasant snack. If this video opened your eyes to the truth that not all healthy vegetables are safe after 60, then don't let this be the last time we talk. Your body is changing, and you deserve guidance that respects your age, your biology, and your future. If you want more practical, science-based tips on how to protect your heart, sharpen your memory, and stay independent for as long as possible, make sure you subscribe to the channel and turn on the notification bell right now. Here, we will keep exposing the foods, habits, and myths that quietly steal years from seniors and replace them with simple, daily choices that give those years back. Join our community, and let's build your next decade of health together.